The Denver Nuggets secret weapon has arrived. Michael Porter Jr. has been hooping, and he, along with Jokic, has led the Nuggets on a 5-game win streak that now has them sitting at 3rd place in the NBA Western Conference. Now, for a diehard Nuggets fan, Michael Porter Jr. might not be a secret weapon, but for the casual NBA fan that was considering throwing him around in trade rumors at the deadline, this is a reminder. Michael Porter Jr. is that dude. And him stepping up couldn't have come at a better time, right? Because Russell Westbrook is out for an unknown amount of time with a hamstring issue, and Peyton Watson's out for at least another month. So MPJ couldn't have picked a better time. Over the last 3 games, MPJ has caught fire, averaging 35 points a game, 8.7 rebounds, 2.3 assists in 35 minutes to go with a steal per game as well. And he has been shooting the lights out, 64% from the field and 59% from 3 on 10 attempts. Averaging 6 3-pointers made per game. This man is ridiculous. Now, we've talked about it a lot. The Denver Nuggets have been excellent in transition this year. As a matter of fact, they are the #1 transition scoring team in the league in terms of points per game with just under 20 a night. And Michael Porter Jr. has embodied this persona that the Nuggets have taken on. They were 17th last year, and a lot of people, they talk about the addition of Russell Westbrook is helping them a lot. Christian Braun's development has helped them a lot as well. It also helps when you have Nikola Jokic who can do that, grab a rebound, take it into the front court, and then spray it. But MPJ has taken on his own meaning to transition scoring, and that's chucking up threes as fast as he can while everybody else is running down the court. And hey, it works. Now, he also does stuff like this on a nightly basis, which is just ridiculous, right? A 6'11", 6'10", whatever you want to call him, forward should not be hitting shots like that. He's 6'10" with a 7-foot wingspan, hitting step-back fallaways in the corner. Now, he's a great spacer, and I think that's part of the reason he works so well with Jokic. He's good off the catch. He can also catch and dribble, create his own shot. And with Jokic, attracting so much of the defense. Here's Christian Braun finding MPJ. He works really well off of those guys and really thrives off of them. Same thing with Jamal Murray. Just going to get a little pick and pop here. And Zion's going to be put in a tremendous amount of pressure. Jordan Hawkins is going to clear out with Strawther. So it's just going to be a pick and pop to the weak side. Zion has to stay long enough for Alvarado to get through the screen. But by the time he does, it's too late. If you give MPJ that much space, it's going down. Here we just have a simple flare action where Matt Ryan does a horrific job of letting Trey Murphy through the screen. Maybe you even want to switch that, but if you do switch it, then Christian Braun's going right back door. So it's a lose-lose situation because, once again, if you leave MPJ this much space, McCollum should come up and help out a little bit. You're basically giving up a layup to a guy in MPJ who hits that shot in his sleep. That is beautiful. And then you got the dribble handoff with Nikola Jokic, getting right into that mid-range game. And this right here is really all the space that he needs to create his own shot and get a bucket. On the year, he averages about 19 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, 2.2 assists in 33 minutes per game. Really deciding to pass the ball this year. That's a career best. And he's shooting 52% from the field and a ridiculous 42% from 3, especially when you consider the difficulty of shots that he is taking. However, playing alongside this man right here definitely makes his shot selection a little bit easier, right? Jokic on the year averages close to 30 points per game, close to 13 rebounds, and 10.3 assists to go with 1.8 steals in 36 minutes a game. He shoots 57% from the field and 46% from 3 on 4.5 attempts per game. And, he's shooting 3 balls and has gotten good at it just out of spite, right? There's nothing else for him to get good at. Looking at box plus minus, which essentially should show you who the MVP should be, he has dominated this stat over the last few years. And yes, I think he's the MVP once again this year. He is just on another level from everybody else. He makes it look way too easy. Of course, Shea has a good point, being the #1 seed in the West and all, but still, the 3-point shooting this year has been insane, 46% from downtown. The Nuggets have went from 10th to 4th in 3-point percentage, and they lost KCP and added Russell Westbrook, right? So they shouldn't have, but Jokic has been a big part of that, but they don't really take them. They're 30th in attempts and 28th in 3-pointers made. They make their money inside the arc, where they're first in two-pointer attempted, first in two-pointers made, and second in two-point percentage. Some people think you can't win like this in the modern NBA, but I think it's absolutely beautiful basketball, with Russell Westbrook and Christian Braun cutting off the Joker all the time and him just slipping dimes behind people's head. Now, speaking of Christian Braun, he has done a fantastic job of replacing Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. He's shooting 38% from 3 this year, only on 2.6 attempts, which isn't great, but still 38% from 3 is 38% from 3. That's above average in this league. That's what you need to do as a starting two guard. He's an elite cutter and an elite defender, and playing alongside Jokic and Westbrook, he has made a lot of money this year, averaging close to 15 points per game and 5 rebounds, as well as 2.1 assists and 1.1 steals. He has a loud 15 a game though, because like we said, he only takes 3 attempts per game from beyond the arc. He's shooting 57% from the field and is still 23 years old. And watch this play right here, where he cuts right in behind Josh Giddey, who's going up to tag the roll guy, which is Jokic. Jokic sees it, slips the pass right down to him. Beautiful basketball by the Denver Nuggets, and that is their half-court offense that is so elite. They're also, like we said, elite at running in transition. Give me that, said Christian Braun. Peyton Watson meets him at the other end. And Westbrook definitely has a huge part in them being this #1 transition offense that they have transformed into. Him and Christian Braun running the floor with Peyton Watson. Even MPJ, we showed earlier, has put his own twist on it. But the fact that they got him for a 1+1 deal on $3.3 million per year is ridiculous. I know he's 36 years old, but he has brought a huge spark to this Denver Nuggets team. 13 points a game, 6.5 assists, and 5.1 rebounds per game this year, as well as 1.5 steals in 27 minutes. Westbrook has been really, really good this year. 48% from the field, 33% from 3 on 3.5 attempts. Not fantastic, but I mean, this is what I'm talking about. This is absolutely beautiful basketball. The second that Keontae George takes his eye off of Russell Westbrook, he's slipping right behind him, and Jokic whips a pass right in there for an easy bucket. And then we've even gotten some vintage Russ this year in the post. Now, as much credit as Russell Westbrook gets for this season, we still got to talk about the starting point guard. That being Jamal Murray, who had a rough start to the year, only averaging about 17.8 points a game, 6 assists, and 4.2 rebounds on horrific shooting splits through about the first 20 or so games of this season. Then he bounced back. Over his last 12 games, he's averaging 24.2 points a game, 6.3 assists, 4.3 rebounds on 52% shooting from the field. On the year, he averages about 20.2 points per game, 6 assists, 4 boards, 1.5 steals in 36 minutes, which is a very solid year for Jamal Murray, but the efficiency hasn't been as great. 46% shooting from the field, 36% from 3 on 5.5 attempts. That's about league average, maybe a little bit above league average from the field, but from 3 it's about league average, and it's not what we're used to seeing from Jamal Murray, who over the last 3 or 4 seasons averages about 21, 6, and 4, which is what he's given you this year. But his efficiency has been better. He shot 47% from the field and 41% from 3 on 4.7 attempts on average. His 3-point percentage has just been down this year. It's not been great, but I imagine he'll bounce back. He is known to be one of the biggest playoff risers in the NBA, so I expect nothing but more of that this season, and I have a feeling this Nuggets team can really compete for a championship. It helps that they've also been getting some minutes from Unk. Right? 102-year-old DeAndre Jordan has been out there hooping. Look at this pass. This is on a dime. You can tell he's been hanging out with Jokic a little bit too much. He's going to be speaking Serbian before long. And on a real note, he's been a legit piece for this Nuggets team, a legit depth piece. Over the last 11 games, he's averaging just under 5 points a game, over 5 rebounds, and 0.5 blocks in 13 minutes a night. And he's shooting like over 70% from the field. He's been a unit inside. Now, nothing close to prime DeAndre Jordan, but he's still been a piece that the Nuggets can rely on. Look at him get up. Upstairs, young man. Westbrook to DeAndre Jordan, man, that would have fed families about 10 years ago. But with that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to the like button, leave a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button. We're looking for about 300 likes on today's video. And with that being said, thanks so much for watching.